Hello, hello. All right. Hi everyone. This is Alvin Adriano here. I'm I'm here from Fort Washington, Maryland, and it's a really beautiful afternoon here. It's super warm and of course it's Friday, one of my favorite days of the week. I'm really thankful that spring is here. The flowers are blooming, the sun is out, and for anyone who knows any educator, summer vacation is right around the corner. Maybe a couple more weeks and the kids are out. So I know all the educators, they have their countdowns, they're looking at the calendar. And one of the most important things is to realize how important educators are. It's very vital in our lives, and they can make or break a child's education. See, educators are often looked over, but to me, they are one of the most important people in our world. And that's why today's guest has an amazing story, and I'm really glad to have her on today. See, she and her husband continues to evolve and innovate and truly inspire me and others, and I'm really glad to have them on my show today. My name is Alvin Adriano, and I'm your host today. But before I bring out this wonderful woman, I do want to thank all of our viewers who have taken the time out of their day to spend a few minutes with us. If you're watching this live, please hashtag live. And if you're watching on the replay, please hashtag replay. And wherever you are, all across the nation, please leave in the comments where you're watching from. In addition, I also want to acknowledge Miss Miko Sumulong, who had an amazing interview last week. She spoke about how she monetized her hobbies to create both active and passive incomes through creative outlets like handwritten fonts, her DIY blog, and of course, helping other creatives in her journey towards entrepreneurship. She is truly an amazing woman, and I urge all of our viewers, if you haven't watched it yet, please go ahead and go back and watch. All inspiring or aspiring creatives, watch the show and gain some useful tips and insights to make your hobbies your career. So this afternoon, I am bringing an incredible woman who has slowly gained the courage to share her story. She is an inspiration to many of her students, and she has touched so many people's lives. But the most amazing part of it all, she does it with so much humility. I'm finally so happy to give her the credit that she so deserves. So instead of rambling on, let me tell you more about Miss Aubrey Hamto. Aubrey Hamto is the owner and center director of Mathnasium of Glendale. Prior to opening her Mathnasium Center, Aubrey worked as a mathematics and English for speakers of other language (ESOL) for the PG or the Prince George's County Public Schools for 11 years, holding an advanced professional certificate from the state of Maryland. As an educator for more than 17 years, she has helped countless learners of various skill levels. Throughout her career in education, she did not really teach math, but also the right values that will help students get through life's challenge. She's excited to bring the Mathnasium method to the neighboring communities of Glendale and teach math in a way that makes sense to kids. Aubrey graduated cum laude from the Bachelor of Secondary Education major in mathematics from Philippine Normal University and holds a Master of Arts in Education and in Teaching Mathematics. When she's not solving math problems, Aubrey loves to cook and play with her two kids. She's married for almost 15 years with her most amazing husband, Dexter, who also is the co owner of Mathnasium of Glendale. She is an active member and finance officer in her church, Iglesia Ni Cristo. So, she is a really unbelievable woman who devotes her time in providing children and people exuberant amount of knowledge. She's passionate about giving back, and she does it without asking for anything at all. So for all the people who are watching, please smash those heart buttons and let's give Miss Aubrey a well-deserved thank you for being here today and sharing her amazing story. Let me go ahead and bring her out, guys. All right, Aubrey, can you hear me?
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me here, Alvin. Your words are so inspiring already. I cannot even introduce myself now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to bring me here on your show and talk about our story. Our Nation journey is still a journey. We're still here. We just opened up last year in the midst of pandemic. So I'm super excited to be here.
No, awesome. I mean, again, like, educators to me are one of the most important people because, I wasn't really a very good student in before. And when I met this one teacher, she really changed my life. And that's how pivotal or influential a teacher can be on a child's life. And I'm so happy that I met her and she was able to do the things that she did to make life easier because she made it so easy for me to understand. But I read your bio. I would love you, in your own words, to tell all of our viewers what it is actually that you do and what your business is all about.
Okay, so let me get started with I am shy person. I wasn't good at math before. I grew up in Manila, and life was hard. I didn't want to be a teacher, but this the only way my parents can send me to college. So I took a leap of faith. Okay, let me get the most challenging subject, and that's math. And I never knew that decision to take math will lead me to something bigger. I would say something like that. So, just a little bit of our story here in the US. We came here in 2008.
Hmm.
My husband Dexter got a job here through an H-1B visa. And he moved from place to place. Why I left here, she left me here in Maryland. I got a teaching job here in Prince George's County Public School and taught the system for 11 years. I left the school system in August of 2019 because our family needs change, and we have to figure out what to do to take care of our two children. So in 2020 we officially opened Mathnasium of Glendale. So how did we get how why did we start this business? So let me tell you the story. This business was not a plan nor a dream. It was more of a blessing for us. So, like what I've said, our needs change, and being a full time teacher does not fit anymore in our family needs. I have, two toddlers, and Dexter has a very demanding work. Any mother will rearrange her whole life and career for the sake of her family. And so, what can I do? What other work I can do as a part time job? Teaching math is all I do and what I do best. I tried selling children clothing in the Philippines, just to have something that I can do, like pass the time while I'm taking care of the kids. But it did not work out well. I cannot think of anything. And then an idea came about starting, like, can we start our own business? So we did a lot of research. We don't have a lot of money. All our, whatever savings we have, it's a hard earned money from, blood, sweat, and tears. So we really have to find a good use of that money or a good investment. So we did a lot of research, find a local business that we can get started. We visited franchise business in the DMV areas and really find, what what's something that we really want to do. So we have three business options that we explored, and the last one was Mathnasium. I've been looking for a lot of things, and here's Mathnasium. I teach math. This is what I want to do. So let's dig some more information about what they do. So we're not convinced yet. We have so much fears. Can we do this? Do we have resources to put up this? What if it doesn't work out? We have millions of reservations and hesitations. So we prayed for it, and God show us the way. So when we attended the Discovery Day in Mathnasium HQ in LA, I was sitting. I remember we were sitting in the conference room with the founder of Mathnasium, Larry Martinek, along with the other prospective franchisees.
Hmm.
And then I have to answer this question. Why do you want to own a Mathnasium center? So I have three reasons, and these are the three reasons that I think get us through, difficult times.
Yeah.
And it's still the same reason why am I doing this. So number one, I want to continue my passion of teaching math and helping kids. Number two, I want freedom. I want to be able to do more, and I want flexibility with time so I can use, that for my family and something else. And the last one, I want to have a rewarding and fulfilling life that I can pass on to my children. I remember I was in tears when I was telling those reasons. So that, that made us um, have this, Mathnasium Center. And like what I've said, these are the reason that help us get through those difficult times. Those we were in pandemic and we don't know when we first opened, we don't know what to do, and we're in the brink of giving up and being hopeless. But no, remember these were the reasons why we want to do this. So it's really important that you have that goal that's gonna remind you why you're doing this in the
Yeah.
first place.
And it's important that a lot of entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs understand that the support, it comes both ways, whether it's from your family or friends or the people who are around you. It looks like today you have tons of supporters. I see Abby Ronquillo here on hashtag live, Norma Cruz hashtag live. Your husband's on here hashtag live, so I guess he's like skipping work right now. Or Jeremy Bryan Castro hashtag live, Keisha Adriana hashtag live, Citadel hashtag live. So all these people, they really here to support you, and I love the fact that you said that, because it's really important. So for any person here who understands the importance of teachers, please hashtag teachers so you can help support Aubrey. And for all the viewers on today, if you don't know what a Mathnasium is, it's the number one math learning franchise in the world. I believe they have over 1,000 centers, and it's a really well trusted brand by parents, and they get result for your children. And this is because this is where your children go to improve their math skills. And I know Aubrey was telling me all about it. um, but when you talked about this being your passion and this evolving into your career or your business, can you tell a little bit about the story about how you became into a math? And like one of the things that really resounded with me was that you didn't start off with math in the beginning. It was something that you just grew into, and you weren't a great math person until you started doing math more often.
Yeah, so I remember I was sitting in school. I don't know if I have classmates listening or watching right now. Um, I I think there's a voice, but yeah, I remember I was sitting in in a math class that I have to cover, my face with something or pretend that I'm busy so the teacher won't call me. I don't want to be embarrassed that I don't know the answer. But that's how I don't have confidence. I cannot believe that I can do it, and I just don't want to answer a question. I don't want to feel embarrassed in front of the class. So like that was that was me growing up, and my elementary high school education looks like. So I took a course in math because, like what I've said, if I'm gonna be a teacher, I want something that's gonna challenge me. So I took that course, and lo and behold, there was a teacher that, or a group of teachers that really inspired me that I can do it. And it's just math is not a mystery. You can, there's a way to solve problems. There are multiple ways to solve problems. And you know, and then I began that, passion, that that love for math. So I graduated. Can't believe it. So I graduated cum laude, and the rest is history. So I just keep on, learning. I took a master's class again in math, and I'm teaching math for 17 years already until now. I was telling a student here in the center that when I was a teacher, and I'm using the word was. It wasn't a past tense. I'm still a teacher right now. So, and I'm telling them that I wasn't really good at math, but
Yeah.
it's sometimes you just need extra push, and someone who will explain to you and make it easier to understand in a fun and the way it makes sense to you. And then this magnesium, I feel like this is the answer that I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I was a teacher for, well, here we go again. I was a teacher. I was a teacher at Prince George's County Public School for 11 years. And I feel like I can do so much more for this kid. I just can't find the right recipe.
Hmm.
Like you have to follow, of course, the curriculum. My hands are tied, and I just have to go what is being asked,
Yeah.
asked me to do. So I said, there is this way. Math is like, there's always a solution to a
Yeah.
problem. I
Yeah.
think there's gonna be a way to help this kid really be successful in math.
Hmm.
So if you haven't heard, magnesium, or if you heard magnesium from through the grapevine, magnesium is your neighborhood math learning center. We help kids from grades 1 to 12, and our unique approach enables us to teach math the way it makes sense to the kids
Yeah.
in a fun, caring, safe, and encouraging environment. So whether your child needs to catch up or keep up or get ahead with your math skills, we do it all. We are the math expert. Now I have like this extra layer of math powers that I whenever I face the students. So that's kind of cool. So we meet where the child at and take them where they need to be. So let's say, what grade is your child right now?
Mine, I have a two and fifth grade, second and
Okay.
fifth.
So let's say a fifth grade, a
Mhm.
fifth grader student comes to us. So we do a comprehensive assessment first to identify the strengths and weaknesses of the child. So if
Mhm.
there are any foundational gaps that we need to fill in, or there are skills that your child need to master, we address that through that individualized learning plan. So each student in our center has its unique learning plan to address their needs in math, and help them to improve their skills in math and take them where they need to be. So even though a student have the same teacher, or same class,
Mhm.
they end up having a different learning plan because every child is unique.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are really customizing everything for the child, so that we know that this child is going to be successful here
I
in
think
our
that's
center.
really one of the things that I really loved and was again, thank you for sharing. It's an amazing story and how you're so dedicated for each of your students. But one thing really wanted to highlight was that for anyone that's listening, for any person like child or parent who's struggling, when you struggle in anything in life, sometimes you just need the right teacher to really teach you and make it more available. For me, in my own story, I never realized I was going to become an accountant. I was never, like Aubrey, I never thought I was going to be good in math. But it really, when a teacher comes and teaches you something in a way and puts it in perspective and really takes the time to teach you, you can do anything. And so, for anyone that has trouble in anything in their life, don't ever give up. Make sure you keep struggling and pushing on, and surround yourself with the support and the community that pushes you to become better. And another thing that you pointed out, every child is different. I have three children, and all three of my children are completely different from each other, and having different, I guess, mentality, different perspective, and how they look at things. It's important to recognize that every child is different, and you have to teach them different ways so that they can be successful. So when you say that you have customized plans for each child, that's so important because you are really dedicating your plan into your education to help the child, not in a curriculum based area where it's just everyone has a vanilla type of education, that each
Mm-hmm.
child gets specifically what they need
Mm-hmm.
so that they can be successful, because that's what they need. They're in
Mm-hmm.
their found building stages, and they need that support. They need to feel good about what it is that they're learning. And I think you really hit it on the nail when you said it, that every child is different. That's how we should approach things. So
Yeah, and not only that, we boost, their confidence level too. So when they feel good about, that they understand it, that they can explain it, they can solve it in multiple ways, you build that confidence in them. And it's going to transcend it to other subjects too. So sometimes, I get this, call from a parent, how you changed my life. You changed my child's life. Now she's really doing well at school.
yep,
She made the honor roll, and we are just so happy.
yep.
We're so happy that we're part of her child's education, math education, and we're able to help the child to progress. So that's amazing feeling for us to have, and very rewarding and fulfilling for me.
Yeah, it's a whole different life. I mean, a whole different attitude in life when children feel good about themselves. They feel like they can achieve different things. But if they're constantly criticized, and the grades they feel like that represents them and their ability to learn, it really is a disheartening thing for them, and it really hurts their self esteem and their development. I really want to shout out some people who are actually watching the show right now. I see Primo Guerrero from LA, so they're out in the West Coast. Zel Hernando Ramos said hashtag teachers. We have Dia from California, Odessa, Mathnasium Rocks, Marianne Suarez, hashtag live. So if anyone has any teachers that really, I guess, help them in their lives and helping develop their mentality on how to continue on, please hashtag teachers, and let's support all of our teachers today. So, Aubrey, I did want to ask you, you're such an influential person in all of these child's lives. Was there a teacher that really resounded with you and helped you achieve your success where you are today?
I think, yeah, I believe there's several teachers who helped me to really improve my skills in math, to really do well in when I was in college. So um I just want to shout out if if they are here listening or someone knew them. So my Philippine Normal University professors, they really, made a difference to me right now, because look where I am right now, using all my expertise to help other people, to help other kids. So I cannot name them one by one, but yeah, if someone from PNU listening right now, so I thank you so much. I cannot really thank enough, from the bottom of my heart, these teachers who really made a huge impact right now in my life. So if I were not this good in math right now, I don't think I will have what they show. So yeah.
I also, you talked about or we talk about how influential you are to the children, but can you talk about how influential the children are to you? Because, when I talk to you about how you come to work and how positive and how uplifting it is, because it's a different aspect being an entrepreneur and being able to help the kids the way you want to. So for our, I guess, our educators who are listening on the show, and anyone who is thinking about getting into entrepreneur and moving into like a education based business, what types of tips or insight can you provide them?
Um, Maybe let me start with this. So, being an educator and at the same time as a business owner, sometimes people have a different perspective on that. But uh, what I can say is, you know, you are still a teacher. I'm still a teacher by heart. It made me so proud and humble and happy that my passion for teaching and helping kids helps me to make a difference every day. I cannot put a price tag on that. So when a parent and child come to you and tell you how you change your life, how you help them to understand math and gain confidence, and now they're doing well in school, our whole team celebrates, and it's we're behind beyond happy. I see it every day. I look forward to coming to the center every day, and I don't feel like I'm working right now because I love what I do. I'm always motivated to serve my Mathnasium families, and I hopefully I can continue doing this for many years to come. So those children that coming here to the center, they really inspire me. I have some kids here who have learning challenges, learning disability, but it doesn't mean that you have that. It means you are less. You may be different, you might be learning in a different way, but you're not less as a person.
Yeah.
So it really inspires, it really inspires me to see how they flourish, how these kids, through what we do and how we help them, we bring out the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
So that's really, I can say that really rewarding and fulfilling um, feeling for me, that this is the reason why am I doing this every
Mhm.
day.
No, it's important. I mean, that's what makes passion so great about getting into entrepreneurship, because you can take control of your life and you work with the people that you want to, and you make a difference in people's lives, by creating opportunities, by providing them the things that they need. And especially in this education based business, there is so much intangibles that you just don't realize when you get into the business. But as you affect these people's lives, these children's lives, and you see them grow, I can't wait to see the children in 5, 10 years. They come back and say, Miss Aubrey,
Mhm.
you were the person that inspired me. That must be the most fulfilling
Yeah,
moment, you know?
yeah,
For you,
absolutely.
I know you co-own it with your husband. Can you talk about how important it is to have a great support system like your husband or family to move you towards entrepreneurship?
Oh, oh my goodness. I cannot really thank enough, people who have supported us, people sometimes that we do not know, that giving us their confidence and trust. Um, you know Starting this business, we don't have a big family here in the US. It's like, me, my husband, my parents, and my sister who's just here. But we have some group of friends that, who believe in us, that yes, you can do it. We're gonna support you. And those people who, that matters to us really. um Sometimes they may see you in Facebook doing this. Sometimes they like, sometimes they share, and it's okay. But they know that you're doing it. So maybe later on they may need, your service, or they have a friend who has a struggling student or advanced student in math. So it's okay. We're gonna be here, and you don't have to be like discouraged of people who are like don't support you. It's okay. It takes only one person to believe you, and that is you. If you believe in yourself that you can do this, well, you can infect other to believe in you too. So that's how I started Mathnasium, and I'm just so happy that our growing supporters are there. They're still with us, and I have no marketing or business or sales or accounting or management, experience. But what I've learned from this is you don't have to have all that skills to start this business, to start up a business. Some of this you will learn from the job
Yep.
and real time experience. So I've learned a lot from this. You know, this is this opportunity that I have. I'm very thankful and grateful for this. I never planned or dream of doing it, but here I am taking that leap of faith and finding my purpose and inner strength and
Yeah.
becoming the best version of myself. So,
Awesome. 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 Awesome.
yeah.
If for all of our viewers, if you do have any questions for Aubrey, please put in the comments and we'll try to answer them at the end of the show. I really wanted to commend you for sharing that. I mean, that's some powerful stuff to say that the first person that should believe in you is yourself. You know, a lot of people feel like they need other people, but it does start with you. Does believe in that the ability to understand that I can do something because I want it. And another thing that you mentioned is the business aspect. You know, when you're in the business to help people, your business will flourish because people will believe in you. People will trust you and they will understand and they will support you. And just like you mentioned before, you know, now you have growing amounts of followers because they see the impact that you're having on people's lives, not only in children, because the children are part of it, but it makes it easier for the parents because they see what you're doing. And that's why it's so inspirational what you're doing, even though you may not see it, you know, on a parent's level. When your child comes home and they're excited to learn, that is so it's an amazing feeling, you know. Like, you know, my children are in school and I can see the different times when they're frustrated, and sometimes as a parent, it hurts when you don't know how to connect with them and how to help them. But people like you who make it easier for them, who teach them, who build up their confidence, it's so uplifting. And it's
Mhm.
just like you feel like they're family to you because you're taking your time out of your day, out of your life to help my child. So I really commend for you what you're doing and everything that you've stood for and how you approach each of your child to get them to be successful in life. Um, you know, we talked about the pandemic and you know, you opening up just before the pandemic. Could you tell a little bit quickly about how you had to innovate and what you had to do to have your business survive and how there were low moments, but what you
Mhm.
did to get over those obstacles?
So when we first started, so we're our place is ready, you know, last year, April of last year, but we cannot open it because we're in, you know, shelter in place, lockdown, so nobody can go outside unless for essential reason, right? So the only way we can operate is the at home. We call it the at home or the online, you know, program of Mathnasium. So I remember back in April, we were in the early stage of COVID, and I have to learn everything like the at home because I was trained doing the in person, you know, sessions, not the at home. So I have to move quickly and start, you know, get myself to into learning again this, you know, new platform that we have, training my employees, you know. Before the pandemic, I was able to hire instructors. So doing all the training online, enrolling students online, students that I've never met, parents that I've never, you know, met before, and enrolling them. So everything is done virtually until June 15th. So when we're able to, you know, go to the center and do in-person session. So the magnesium at home really saved us during those time that we're able to continue the service to our student. I can't believe it that, you know, I have a nephew who was who lives in Canada, like in Vancouver. Like I was able to serve him through magnesium at home. And after months of being with us, he really transformed into a different student. You know, his parents can really attest to that. So when you are in a difficult situation, you learn to adapt yourself and face the challenges head on. So every challenge is for me is an opportunity for you to rise and really discovering yourself,
Yeah.
and that how you can be, and finding your inner strengths, that you have those skills and gifts that you never knew you had until you face those adversities in life. So I think this pandemic really brought a lot of um strengths in me. Like I never knew I can do this. Then, I just have to adapt myself to the change, to what is going on, with no grants that we can have because we just started, with limited restrictions that we can only have like 5 students in the center and
Mhm.
2 instructors because, we're in a 25% capacity. So we did all of that, and we have to extend the number of hours. We have to, social distance, with a student. Imagine a first grader, you're trying to teach math with
Yeah.
manipulatives, and you have to be far away. I really have to argue with the inspector, with the permitting inspector, when we had, and can you, and then I have that inspector, please observe the session, please let me know how can I do it safely and
Mhm.
effectively to teach this kid. So he took a video and put a picture of how we're doing things here. And we are here because this kid is already frustrated in online learning.
Mhm.
And if we're gonna do it like 6 feet apart, from that child, it might as well he stays home and do it, virtually. So that inspector came back and, okay, you can do this. You just have a sneeze guard and make sure that you have. So I really have to advocate for ourselves here. Like I have to do it because my concern is how am I going to teach these kids effectively and safely in our center. And I was just so thankful that none of us here was, severely affected by
Mhm.
COVID-19. We did not have a COVID-19 outbreak here. Some families had exposure or
Mhm.
had a, positive case, but I'm just thankful because I pray to God every time I come here to, please spare, any of our kids here, our employees, so everyone here can, safely, work, and we can teach our kids here in the center effectively.
That's beautiful. I mean, really, I mean, when the crisis happens, a lot of people can get frustrated or depressed or, angry. But people like you who continuously have a passion to inspire other people, we find ways to inspire others or to help people. And, just like you said, I through the pandemic, you were able to teach your nephew in Canada something that you probably never thought about. And just like this whole platform, I never thought I would have a talk show interviewing someone like you. And through the pandemic, I learned my strengths. I learned something about myself and the opportunities that I can give other people. So I really love what you've been saying. It's really important that we highlight some of these things because, we as those who have an opportunity to share our stories, we can incite other emotions from other people to believe in yourself and try to achieve what it is that your dreams in. And sometimes you don't know what they are. Sometimes you have to go through struggles and obstacles to realize who you really are. And it's important that people understand that you just never give up. Wake up every day to
Mhm,
improve
mhm,
yourself, and you'll never know where you'll
mhm.
be tomorrow. So I know we're running out of of time, and if people wanted to know more about Mathnasium and about what your business is, where can we send them, or what website, or how can they get in contact with you, Aubrey?
So you can visit us here at Eastgate Shopping Center. We are located at 10559 Greenbelt Road, Lanham, Maryland. You can go to our website, mathnasium.com/Glendale with a double N, because I didn't know that there was a Glendale, Arizona, and Glendale, California. So please, when you type, you might be in California, looking for me, but it should be mathnasium.com/Glendale, Glennndale. Glendale. So you can call us too at 301-200-1285. We have also a very active Facebook account, Mathnasium of Glendale, where we highlight, students working in the center. You can find some, good information there. What we do in the community, like next week is a Teachers Appreciation Week. This is very timely. Like you interview me as a teacher, we have a Teacher Appreciation Week activity coming up next week. So I'm gonna be delivering some treats to our teachers.
Awesome.
So yeah, I love what I do here. So I get the chance to do all this kind of community involvement, and I really love the control that the I can control things, that I can, okay, I have an idea, I want to do it. So it's just, I just want to do it. So that's good because you're helping others too. You're building yourself in the community. We're not just teaching kids here. We want to share or give back to the community. So um, we're doing a lot of activities for schools, for communities. So I hope when all these restrictions are lifted, we can do more for our kids and for our community.
Awesome. Um, I see we have a couple questions here that people would like to ask you. One, um, can you give any advice on how to balance your partnership in your business and in your marriage?
Okay, so I know that's a wonderful question. So sometimes you just have to set your priorities in the day, and like have a cut off time that this is what I want to spend with a business, and this is when I want the time that I want to spend with family and with my marriage. I know at the beginning your time is gonna be so consumed by the business because you're starting. You need a very supportive uh, partner, husband like me, to understand what you're going through. It's not easy. It's not easy because you really have to spend some time. It's like this magnesium is having like a third child in the family. You really have to take care of this too. So you just have to like find a way you can talk through what's going on, and still find time for your family and for your business. I hope I answered that
Yeah, no, that's
right.
awesome.
Yeah. um
That's what a lot of people struggle. How balancing their lives and getting to putting in perspective on both of them and how to have your priorities straight. And I think that's really great that you said that to share. Um, but yeah, I mean, I really thank you for being on the show today. I know we went over time, but your story's so inspirational, and so many people have been watching the show. I've been watching all the viewers move up and down. But before you go, Aubrey, is there anything you final thoughts that you can say to our viewers and people who've been watching?
I have a lot of things to say, but I know we're running out of time. Being a shy person before, now being this confident, like I cannot believe I'm doing this already. But just a tip of advice. I know in business, you need money to keep your doors open, but do not focus on that too much. Profit will come eventually, but whatever you're doing, do it well. Provide exceptional customer service, treat your employees well. If you take care of them, they will take care of you and your business in return. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much, Aubrey. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed our conversation and showing how you became an inspiration not only for your children, for a lot of parents, and for, especially me. You know, being able to get on Facebook Live and sharing your story is a difficult thing, but it's influential because you're going to touch so many more people to get them outside of their comfort zone and to realize what their strengths are. So I really thank you and your husband for opening Mathnasium and coming onto this show. You know, hopefully we can bring you back on the show again and share more updates of how
Okay,
Mathnasium continues
sure.
to change. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Alvin. I really appreciate this. And I, 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 I admire you so much because you are helping Filipinos to thrive. And it takes someone to really do this. And you are right on time, like doing this and giving your whatever you can do to help others. I think that's a very noble thing to do. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So to all the viewers, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know how busy we are, especially in the afternoon. But I really, really wanted to share Aubrey's story. As you can see, there's such emotion that comes into becoming an entrepreneur. And it's really important that we highlight these people so that they can get the exposure and visibility because there's so many things that we overlook in life. And some of it is our actual strength. We sometimes need to go through crisis to realize what we're really good at. And like her and her husband, they realize what they're passionate about, and they made it into a business that now has positive influences in their life. Next week, I am also bringing another special lady. She's also an educator, but her story is a little bit different. Her name, and I hope I don't butcher it too much, Dia Nanette Vashem. She's out in California, and she is a professor of anthropology. She started a candle business, which is called Bodhi's Light, and she has just the most inspiring story. And I'm so glad I have her to come on to the show next week. That show will be on Wednesday at 2 p.m. East Coast time and 11 a.m. Pacific time. But when you hear how she started her journey and where and what influenced in her life, you'll really be touched about how emotional it is for people to go out and become entrepreneurs. So again, if you're watching this live, please hashtag live. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay. And of course, for any of you who have been affected or influenced in a positive manner by a teacher, please hashtag teachers. I created this platform so I can celebrate as many people as I possibly can, celebrating Filipino entrepreneurs to give them the visibility and exposure that they need. But if there's a story that you know, a person that wants has who can inspire others, please reach out to me. I would love to have them on the show. Again, my name's Alvin Adriano. I'm a Filipino entrepreneur. I'm an advocate for the Filipino community. And if there's anything I can do to help our community, please let me know. So thank you to all the viewers. Please take care, and I'll see you guys next week.